Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's K-E-X-S-H-W-A-N-I, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for SAT. We have been solving SAT math problems out of this book here, the official SAT study guide. If you do not own one already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. The problem that we are about to solve is the one that you will find on page number 422. 422, and today is our lesson number 13. Let's take a look at it. The very first question we're going to do on the page number 422 is number 8. Number 8, 9 and 10, all three of these questions on the page are classified as level 3 questions. Level 3 are medium questions. They classify the difficulty in 5 grades. 1, 2 are easy, level 3 is medium, and 4 and 5 are hard. Number 8. X and y are positive integer, and we are told that 3 times 2 raised to x times 3 raised to 2 raised to y, 3 raised to 2y equals 81. 3 raised to 2x times 3 raised to 2y equals 81. The question simply is, what's the sum of x and y? Well, the very first thing we need to do here, before we can compare the exponents, of all three of them here, the base has to be the same. 81 somehow has to be written as a base of 3. Well, we know that 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27, and this up to here is 27, and 27 times 3 is 81. So we have 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is same as 3 raised to 4. Now that the bases are the same, that tells us that the exponents, see this side here can be written as 3 raised to 2x plus 2y. Because when you multiply the two numbers, the exponents are added, as long as they have the same basis, which they do. They both have the same base, so the exponents are added. And now we have a base of 3 here, the base of 3 there, which means this exponent must equal that exponent. That's all there is. 2 times x plus 2x plus 2y must equal 4. Divide the entire thing by 2 and you get x plus y must equal 2. That's it. That's answer choice B. Let's do number 9, next one. Number 9. We are given a graph here of the function, and it goes from -8 to 8. For what value of x in this interval does the f attain its maximum value? Oh, for crying out loud. Why is this a level 3 question? I do not know. It goes something like this. I'm going to draw freehand. I'm going to draw it freehand. I'm not going to worry about the actual things here. It goes something like this. Where do you suppose it reaches, this bloody thing reaches its maximum value? Right here, of course. Right here. All you have to do is find out what the corresponding value of the x is. That's all they are asking here. What is the corresponding value of x when f attains its maximum value? And from the graph, if you come down, you have to just read carefully. Just be careful. That's all it is. If you get this one wrong, only reason is because you're not paying attention. Read count the tick mark carefully. So 1, 2, this is up to 2, right here, 1, 2, that's how they're showing us. 1, 2, and then 3 and 4. X equals 4. There you go, x equals 4. That's the answer. Answer is B. Let's do the next one, number 10. That's it, we're done with this one. Number 10. K is equal to x over 3. What does 3x equal to? Alright. K is equal to x over 3. They are looking for the value of 3x. So let's get the x by itself. Multiply both sides by 3. So we can cross out this 3. And that tells us that x equals 3 times k. X equals 3 times k. I know technically and strictly speaking I should have written 3k equals x, but it's easier to read it this way. And they're looking for how much is 3x. Well, then multiply by 3 then. Multiply the bloody thing by 3 one more time. So So now 3 times x is just your 3x, which happens to be 9k. That's it. The answer is B. B as in boy. Let's go to the next page, shall we? Enough of this. Number 11. It says a cube has two faces painted black. Cube has two faces painted black. Yes, I realize that. I know that. You don't have to point it out to me. I'm fully cognizant of the fact that I have an accent. And I also know that it's a funny one. But thanks for the information anyway. A cube has two faces painted, I'm going to try it one more time, black. And the remaining faces are painted white. What's the face? What the hell is a face? A face of a cube is this guy right here. This is one face. This is one face. Here's another face. There's another face. And this is one more face. It has 6 faces. 3 you can see and 3 we cannot see. Just like this guy here that I drew, the lines that I drew a diagonal, there is this face, the front face, and similarly there is a face in the back. Just like this guy which I drew as a horizontal line, this face on the top, there is a face at the bottom. So those 2. And there is one over here, and one on the left and one on the right. There are 6 faces. Of course you knew it. We are told that, so let's make a note here. Cube has 6 faces. Don't call them sides. I have seen people referring to this as a side. These are not sides. This is a side. This is referred to as a side, or sometimes some math book will refer to this as an edge, but never as a. This is not a side. This is a face. Of course, in our general language, in the English language, you can say this side of the cube or that side of the cube. But mathematicians are very strict about terminology. They do not refer to that as a side. They would refer to it as a face. This face and that face of the cube, not that side and this side. Do you understand? We are told the total surface area, the total area of the white faces is 64 square inches. Alright, so we know now that the area of 4 faces is 64 because 2 of them are black. If 4 of them are 64, that implies that the area of one face must equal 64 over 4. 64 over 4. How many 4s in a 6? 6 has 1 4. 6 has 1 4. The remaining 2 goes and joins the 4 becomes 24. 24 divided by 6 is 6. Of course, 16 times 4 is 64. So that's it. That's the area of one face. And it's a cube. Cube means that every side is equal. If the area is 6, that in turn tells us that each side must be 4, because 4 times 4 is 6. Each side must be 4. This is 4 and this is 4. Therefore, the area of this face is 4 times 4. What is it that they're looking for? The volume. So now we know the side. Now we know the side of the cube. We know that each side is 4. That says side. I don't know, my writing is very horrendous. Each side is 4, and therefore the volume is going to be length times width times height. But of course, when we're dealing with cube, this length times width times height, these 3 terminologies cease to have any meaning because they are all equal to each other. So it's just 4 times 4 times 4, which is 4 cube. 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 times 4 is 64. So we are back to where we started with, but this 64 is entirely for a different reason. This 64 has absolutely nothing to do with that 64. That was the area of 4 faces together. So the final answer is 64. The volume of the cube is 64. Oh, this symbol here that I use, for those of you who do not know, this symbol, 3 dots like this, is to be read as therefore. It's a standard symbol, therefore. Do you know the meaning of this symbol? 2 dots, and then 1 dot at the bottom. This means since. Since, not as in time, not since 4 o'clock, but since as in logic. Do you understand? Anyway, that was a little digression. Let's go to the next one, number 12. Number 12. I have to pick up speed because I think the video is getting to be too long. The letters V, W, X, and Y represent numbers shown above. Which of the following expression has the least value? Well, let's find out then. What the hell? This is tedious. This is -1. This is V. This is W. This is another tick mark, and that's a 0. The letters V, W, X, Y represent numbers as shown on the number line above. This is a number line. Which of the following expresses the least value? Since this is a number line, I see 1, 2, 3, 4. They are breaking up into quarters. They are breaking up into quarters. You see, I'm not even bothering to read the rest of it. We're going to first take care of V and W, see what they are equal to. This is right in the middle between -1 and 0, so this is -1/2. Is this -3/4 or is it -1/4? This is -3/4. -1/4 is here. -1/4 actually is larger than -1/2. And then finally, Y, which is, X is here. Right here, the first one. This is our X, which is a +1/4. And then we have another tick mark, which is a 1/2. And here is our Y, which is going to be +3/4. So now we have all the values. Now we have all the values. All we have to do is go through one by one each answer choices slowly, because the only reason we will get the question wrong at this point will be the carelessness, no other reason. Just take your time. Answer choice A says V plus Y. V is -3/4, -3/4, and a +3/4 is going to give us 0. Let's make a note of it, is 0. B says V plus X. V is -3/4 plus X, which is +1/4. Something has gone wrong, hasn't it? That's right, V plus X, -3/4 and a +1/2. A +1/4 is going to give us -1/2. Now -1/2 is already smaller than 0. The question is, which of the following is the least? We're looking for the least. Since we're looking for the least, and this guy is already lower than this guy, which means A is no longer a contender. He's out of the ring. He's dead. He's no longer in the contest. Let's look at C. C says W plus X. Where is W? W is -1/2 plus X is +1/4. A -1/2 and a +1/4 is going to give us a -1/4. A -1/4 is actually larger than -1/2. You see, as you can see here, -1/4 is larger than -1/2 because it's closer to 0. This guy is out of the context because this guy is still lower. So far, he's still the lower one. Let's continue then. What does D say? As I told you already before, the only reason you will get this question wrong at this point is sheer carelessness or laziness, one or the other. You cannot afford to be either. Take your time. V minus W. -3/4 minus W. This is where tricky gets. You have to pay attention. This is minor, but W itself is a negative number. W itself is a negative number, so it's going to become positive. Negative and negative is going to become positive. So we have -3/4 plus a 1/2. A -3/4 and a 1/2 is going to give us -1/4. -1/4 is larger than -1/2. It's the same as the other guy. So this is not the right answer. Another way you could tell that C is not the answer and D is not the answer, because we just found out that both C and D came out to be the same value. And that tells us that neither of them is correct, because you cannot have, if one is correct, then so is the other one, and you cannot have two right answers. Since we cannot have two right answers, therefore they must both be wrong. C and D are wrong. E says Y minus X. Y is +3/4 minus X, which is 1/4. 3/4 minus 1/4 is +1/2. Of course, +1/2 is not lower than -1/2. -1/2 is the lowest one. The winner is B. The winner is B as in boy. Let's do the very last one. Number 13. do not know why I kept on going. I didn't plan on doing 2 pages together. The only reason I'm doing, because it's getting to be too long now, I know video. The number n is to be added to the list above. Alright, so we have a list here. 3, 4, 6, 7, 10, and 12. To which we are going to add n. We're going to make an entry, one more entry, which is n. The number n is to be added to the list above. If n is an integer, which all of them are here, which of the following could be the median of the new list of the 7 number? Which of the following could be the median? Well, let's find out. There are 6 of them here. 3, 4, 6, 7, 10, and 12. Which of the following could be the median? Well, this is a ridiculous question. I just realized this is just... Which of the following could be... Oh, median. Sorry. I thought they were talking about which of the following could be the integer itself. Because they couldn't possibly ask which of the following is the n, because they just got done telling us that n is an integer. 6.5 would be stupid. Which of the following could be the median? Let's find out. Can 6 be the median? Is it possible that we can put an n, stick an n somewhere here and be median be 6? The answer is yes. This part right here, n could go right here and n could be 6. In which case we will have 3, 4, 6, 3 on the left hand side, 3 on the right hand side. The number right in the middle is the median. So median could be 6. Median could be 6, which means the correct answer, whatever it is, must contain Roman numeral 1. And that's how you should do 1, 2, 3 questions. These are what I call the 1, 2, 3 questions. And most people have a tendency of doing all 3 statements together, coming up with final combination and then comparing their combination with the combinations that they give you. Don't do that. Do 1 statement at a time, kill the impossible answers, raise your odds, and keep on going. Perhaps you won't have the time to do all 3 statements, in which case you just do 1 statement, narrow down your odds, do the second statement, narrow down some more, and just pick 1 from the remaining answers and move on if one of the 3 statements comes out to be too difficult. Do you understand? So correct answer, whatever it is, must contain 6 in it, which is number 1. Which means B cannot be right, it doesn't have 1 in it. C cannot be right, it does not have 1 in it. Answer is either A, D, or E. I'm going to skip for the time being 6.5. 6.5 annoys me. 7 is easier. 7 is easier to deal with because all we have to do here is, instead of putting 6 here, we can put 7 here. N could be 7. N could be 7 here. If n is 7, then the median again would be 7. 3, 4, 6, 3 on the left hand side, 3 on the right hand side, n is right in the middle, and if n happens to be 7, median would be 7. Which tells us the correct answer, whatever it is, must also contain Roman numeral 3 in it. Let's see what we can get rid of here. We're down to A, D, and E. We can get rid of A because it does not have 3 in it. There is no 3 in it. We cannot get rid of D or E. Damn it, we have no choice but to analyze number 2. Can it be 6.5? Can the median be 6.5? In order for the median to be 6.5, because of the fact that this is a digit here, there has to be a digit here. In order for median to be 6.5, the median of these two, the average of these two is 6.5. Average of this two is 6.5, which means in order for the median to be 6.5, nothing can fall here. Nothing can go here. There is no in-between here. Which means the missing number has to be somewhere else. Missing number can be somewhere else. It says number n is to be added to the list above if n is an integer. Which of the following could be the median of the new number? But how can n... Listen, here's the logic. In order for the median to be 6.5, nothing can go here. You agree to that part? Nothing can go here. Because if you put 6 here, then the median would be 6 in the middle. If you put 7 here, the median would be 7. We just saw that. We just saw that here, which means we cannot put anything else in here. It has to stay like this. But when do you take a median like this? When do you take the average of the middle two number to find the median? We find the average of the middle two number to find the median when we have even number of numbers. But we do not have even number of numbers here, for crying out loud. We have 6 numbers to begin with, and we have one more. N is going to go somewhere, N is got to go somewhere. It's got to go here or there or somewhere. There are 7 numbers, which means the median has to be the number in the middle. Median cannot be the average of the 2 middle number. It has to go in the middle. And we just found out the only thing that we can put in the middle is either a 6, in which case the median would be 6, or a 7, in which case the median would be 7. But it cannot be 6.5. It cannot be 6.5, which was statement number 2. So anything that contains 2 is not the right answer. So answer cannot be E either. The answer is D. Answer is D. I hope you understood the logic behind it. I will see you tomorrow, okay? Bye now.